The Snyper Marksman Front Bumper with bull bar is for those of you that have a 2007 and up JK that are looking to add a full-width steel front bumper that's going to change up the look of your Jeep as well as give you some additional off-road and on-road functionality. This is going to be an easy to install 1 out of 3 wrench bumper. This is going to install just like most other aftermarket bumpers, bolting right in place of your factory bumper without the need to cut or weld anything. So very easy install you can do in about an hour, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. Now, this bumper is going to be very well built. It's made out of some heavy gauge materials. It is going to be a little bit different than a lot of the other bumpers out there in the way that the bends are made. Everything is welded. It almost gives the appearance of being stamped in some locations. However, when you actually get down and you start looking at this bumper from the inside, this is still going to be laser cut steel, flat pieces of steel that are welded together at an angle, then ground flat and powder coated over top of. So definitely not going to be a stamped bumper. It does have a little bit of a different look though, because of the way that it's constructed and because it is very well built, very strong, and a little bit different from some of the other ones. It's also going to be very expensive. This is going to be one of, if not the most expensive front bumper that you can get for your JK from the site currently, and it does not come with the lights for the 4 light holes that are in it. So you're still gonna have to spend a little bit more money and get those lights. If you have a big budget, you're looking for something a little unique, you want something very high quality, this is definitely gonna be a nice choice. So like I said, this is gonna be a full width front bumper. However, the corners come up and in a little bit. So even if you are running a large tire on your Jeep, you are going to gain some clearance by running this bumper versus running that factory plastic front bumper. This is also the version of this bumper that does have the bull bar up on top here. So that just gives you a little bit of additional style, a little bit of protection. It'll push some brush away from your front grille and also from your winch. Speaking of winch, this does have a winch plate built right into it. No additional hardware is necessary to install a winch onto this bumper, and this will accept up to a 12,000-pound winch. Something again that makes this a little bit unique are over here on the corners, you're going to have not 1 pair, but 2 pairs, so 4 spots for lights, and these can accept a flush mount square LED light. So you'll have to buy those separately. Again, they don't come with this kit. However, you can fit up to 4 lights, so you can run different colors, different beam patterns, have them switch independently. You can get a little bit creative with your lighting. This is also going to have some D-ring mounts up on the front there for recovery points. Like I said before, 1 out of 3 wrenches, about an hour to get this bolted up to your Jeep. The first step is removing that factory front bumper. You'll have to remove your splash shield, your frame cover, of course remove the fog light sockets from the fog light housings by either giving them a pinch or a quarter turn depending on what year your Jeep is, and finally remove the 8 bolts that are holding that front bumper into place, removing it from the Jeep. Once it's off the Jeep, you can go ahead and install your new lights into your new bumper. If you're going to be running a winch, go ahead and bolt that winch into place and then lift the whole bumper onto the Jeep using the included hardware to get it bolted down. Now, you can always install the lights and the winch after the bumper is installed on the Jeep if you would rather have a little bit of a lighter package to lift up and get lined up on those bolt holes. However, doing everything on the ground is also another option. If you are going to be bolting a big 12,000-pound winch up to this thing, you're probably going to want to have an extra set of hands around to help you lift the bumper and winch combination up onto the Jeep. I mentioned before, this is one of, if not the most expensive front bumper on the website currently for your JK. It is going to be very well built. The powder coat looks nice. They did smooth a lot of these welds down, almost giving it a stamped look. It has spots for additional lights that some bumpers don't have. Also has that winch mount plate. It has some really nice features, but for $1,400, you are going to have to really like the look of this bumper and the features that it has to offer. You can get a lot of bumpers that have similar features, the same features, more features sometimes, for less than this bumper runs. So this is definitely going to be a premium bumper at a premium price. So if you're looking for a unique, very high quality bumper and you have a big budget, I definitely recommend the Marksman by Snyper, and you can find it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.